on, and they are lining up like a firing squad, ready to fight him. I say that Sugetsu is well ahead of anyone else, but he is playing so confidently, I don't think he cares. Happy faces on the side of KC, of course, a team that ended up coming through as the 4th spot EMEA seed. Has not been having a great year overall. I believe the kickoff, they finished in dead last. But since coming into this qualifier, they had to start in the early stage as well, by the way. They fought through the entirety of it. They weren't one of the top 4 teams that got to cut out a little bit.
6 matches, I think.
So if they make it all the way into the playoffs, that will already be a success. Of course, the
Sugetsu's been frying? I don't think I've seen any of KC's games.
They have got
actually
a lot
no,
to play.
It's not true.
Holy
fucking shit.
There has been one player on Lotus for BLG, and it has been Neff.
Watch them play PRX. Oh yeah, that's right.
Rewarded with a round.
That's right. That's right. KC PRX.
Don't speak too early, Tom.
It's still a 2v5. Come on, or a 2v1 if Neff's the only one playing.
Well, it will be a 2v1 fight.
On for the ace,
at least being teed up, but Neff wisely just falls back. There's no reason to give them a duel, to give them a chance to get back into this round. And you can see KC know that this is not somewhere that they can create opportunities for themselves, most likely. They show contact towards
I'm sick of this map.
They wait
it
for
sucks that we go from the other series to this one, and they're both on Lotus.
But so far, it is patience.
The maps. Oh wait, they already finished Icebox.
Contact play for Levius. Paranoia to follow up.
Damn. These guys are starting their second
smoke,
map.
Of course, giving them that little bit of extra space.
I mean,
and here we go. Paranoia.
Right in the middle of their second map. Sorry. Oh wow.
That duo deleted, and the C site now for KC. I was joking with them having a chance in the 2v5, but there's a real possibility. Luckily, Russia makes this an uphill battle for Sadik.
Also got to be careful on the cross. Wanted to try and isolate one of the duels, but it isn't.
Sun match started? Not yet. I'm watching it.
Made it interesting, but thankfully the other 3 players were able to make sure that didn't go any further. It's a round on the board, but the round really was won by Neff. Said he had a
I'm not posting watch party videos of EWC
when it came to the previous map, but I feel like he's already had 2 or 3 in this map, and that's their first.
Wait, there's a crowd. There's a crowd on the main stream.
A much needed one as well. They lose that bye, and it is probably 6-0 on the board. That triple kill. Great attempt, though.
That was sick. Oh, second kill was full blind.
I was thinking, yeah, it's not like he peeked out too early and the paranoia hadn't landed yet. I can't fault them at all. That hold on C was exactly what they needed. Somehow Elite turned up. He's 8-3 to start this one out, but it wasn't enough to win the round. It certainly was enough, though, to make us worried for Billy. 4-1. And let's hope it's not the same as Icebox, where they failed to string together a second round all the way through. Of course, KC can still hit that full buy.
Oh, yeah.
But no ults to fall back on.
Oh, already. Thorns going out. Space being taken, but
they have a site though.
At least they're just going to sit within the thorns.
You see the flood in Texas?
I didn't see that does the damage to you.
I heard about it, but I haven't really seen.
Mostly for free, but you're looking at that steel guard.
I'm down to check it out.
You're not, because Levius went ahead. Luckily, K-Knight is there to keep them.
I know it was crazy.
The realms of possibility. Wisey with another. The spike still not planted,
1v2.
and it's left all on to Elite. He found 2 in the 2v5. Let's see what he can do in the 1v2.
He looks fucking locked in, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
He's leading the charge for KC so far. Definitely not the man you want remaining
so winnable
in this scenario if you're a Billy fan.
He has a cam. Does he use that?
You can see the defenders.
Not really.
They each have to hold an angle. They're isolated. There's a chance. If he can find the first, and it's a headshot.
He's moving so nice.
It may now be more difficult. They're lined up together.
I love how he's moving.
Take this. Not allowing it to be a 1v1. I was worried they'd step ahead, but again, the discipline being
20
shown,
seconds though.
Allowing
that smoke is bad.
To move around. There's a gap in the smoke, but Neff's holding it.
I mean, I don't think he meant to drop it though. I think it was supposed to be on the site, right? Oh my god.
Good response. I think the main thing there was just the K-Knight being able to find a multi-frag, because the fact that the player that has...
I think Sen's about to start.
Both of the, at least that...
I think Sen's about to start right now.
Completely changed roles on RRQ last year, and we were scratching our heads saying, well, why?
Really quick, one more time before we start this map right here. What are we at? Arts VLR with the 3. GG Charisma with the 50. Everyone deserves to be able to game. Thank you. Tuller with the 25. Thank you. Anonymous with the 25. Thank you. Bailey with the 50. When's the annual Boston 2018 major rewatch? Shit, might as well. Raven with the 30. Anonymous with the 5. Serena with the 10. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna come back to it after.
Too worried about that A site.
KC are up 1-0 in the series.
A 1-2-2 with the Cypher utility bolstering down that C site, but now they start to think about B. They start to think about that rotate with space conceded. And that is going to leave A a little lighter defended. Martinez a gate crash for a little while longer. And they hear this.
Never gets cleared.
Does he get,
he greeted. He greeted so hard.
Yeah, he sticks around for too long, and that gives them
the
the way
jump fucked him
too. He
too.
has bought some time. Tarik already here, looking to swing alongside Aves. Paranoia is superb. It pushes them back, but they do need to get into that block. Stuck in the mud from the Caesars. Viper's Pit even going to be thrown in off the back of it. That will give them that little bit of extra space to try and fall back from. And well, this is definitely not going to be easy for KC to get back in.
The sprays here, very dangerous. A lot of players lined up on that close angle. Aves waiting for the walkthrough. The spam almost takes Neff down. Those players lurking inside the pit. K9 takes his moment to swing through. And it's a Sheriff through the pit. It's
BLG fighting.
stepping up for the battle. Sugetsu trying to dive on in, but they need to find Viper. They need to drop that pit, and Levius wraps around to take them down as they seek him out. 11-11.
Yeah, we got quite the crowd
lead
here.
No longer in the hands of KC and Billy. But once they got off the ground, once they've started to chain these rounds together, they've looked like a different team altogether.
Yeah, they left it so late to really come back into this game, and you can see the frustration really building.
I miss playing in front of a crowd. Honestly, special feeling. It's so fun.
Probably should have been done a while
ago. It's so fun playing in front of a crowd and then reacting to what's happening or like what you're doing.
Window, that little chance.
Yeah, Yinsu, it was hype, but honestly, I'm fucking washed. I wish I played better or practiced more.
Spoke about how good they were.
It was fun though, but I feel like I let myself down a little bit.
Immediately.
But it was really fun.
Though, as well. The opener onto Elite. With only a singular rifle in play, it would have to be Sadak, and that is not pretty.
They kind of get shit on.
Expecting someone to have already pushed up B to be coming back towards him.
Yeah, I mean Tyson was popping off for sure.
A good adjustment
but
from Billy after seeing that C aggression, after being pushed down on A. They open the door, they wrap back. Deal with those A main players. Have a really good leg to stand on now in this post plant. The advantage there for them.
I started trolling after the advantage. I know it's crazy to say, but
Sugetsu all alone.
I have too guilty of a conscience when things are going too well. It's hard to keep on the gas sometimes.
He does not know where they are expecting to be pushed.
I know, JNM, after this map.
In the angle. Now, there is a gun that he can retrieve, so I think that will be the goal. Just try and bring something in.
Anyone trying to get Champs Finals tickets but getting fucked by the site?
Holding on to this would be difficult.
Anyone else?
He's going to make sure there is nothing to be grabbed.
Still waiting.
The first time we've seen a streak of rounds from BLG,
and
that might be where they finally have got to the point. As they are now one away from taking this second map, and well, basically,
we've got a pretty fucking decent crowd here.
Well, that's it, Tom. I mean, so far it's been, it felt like Billy were stalling out.
This crowd is pretty decent. What the fuck?
And the finish line in sight. 1 round to go. And
this is louder than some of the arenas we've been in.
5 in a row.
They got double operator.
Double op it may be, and look at what they're up against. The showstopper in play, but Martin out of the round already.
Not the start that they were looking for. The sniper on the other side immediately eliminated, and Neff's added another to the death toll.
Toronto was lit. I just wish Riot would turn up the fucking crowd mics at the events. Because I feel like they're selling us short.
Possible moment. Rushia putting down Sugetsu. A third map looking inevitable at this stage, and Aves showstopper and Elite is all that stands in their way, and they couldn't be further away from the action.
We're going map 3.
The C site.
Billy convert.
Will be under threat, and they've already utilized the steel garden to make sure if there was anybody there, they are not having a gun.
Well, it took a while for Billy to warm up, but they are certainly looking good now. The closer just moments away. 2 picks. Aves and Elite. The showstopper fired in. Doesn't even find a pick.
Another Rosa,
Damage
another
done,
day.
sure, but the uphill battle and the climb that they
GG.
just cannot make happen. 13-11, 6 rounds in a row for Billy.
Oh my
They
God,
have
it's
found
Jet.
their way to Sunset, battling to keep the dream alive, to keep
I think
that
Sadak's trying to
key
keep the vibes
intact,
up.
and to lock in playoffs after the break.
All right, we're on break here. We're all gamers here,
2 days.
and
He's gonna think we have a problem with him. And after, well,
I think it's an awesome cause to support. So thank you to anyone who's donated so far. We'll talk more about it after this match. All right, here we go.
Nonetheless, we are going to get an early bit of presence towards that B site. Another highlight will always be this B site defense having that solo anchor. In my mind, the person I think of is Benji Fishy when they went on their crazy run. But Elite is another that can do that role.
Oh,
But
he's
of
getting
course, the other
thirsty
side
with
of the
it.
map, there's gonna
Aves
be
walking down mid.
consistent aggression. Aves not off to the start he was looking for.
Rushia's been
as he
popping
will
off,
lose his
eh?
life to Rushia.
It's the opening pick. And now look how isolated
Staying.
Martin is going to be. Why is he going
Wow.
straight for him? And the 1-to-1 trade, perfect for them. Levius left on the other side of
I
the
think I'm
map.
going to stay on this
It will
stream
be
because
a
it's on the
very
main stream with the
late
crowd.
look. He's miles away, but with the spike not yet planted.
Sounds good, Janet.
Work
Thank
out well.
you.
The cam's being checked intermittently, especially with no real contact on this A site. And well,
gonna go
I think they're
back?
going to go all the way back. Yeah, but I mean, there's so much space taken by Levius.
30
Why not?
seconds left.
He waits out the cam. I'm not sure if that spotted him. It was looking
No.
more towards main. I think he might have been just out of range.
I think the silence is also starting to dwell on KC though.
Oh my God.
It's just whether they'll expect anybody to be
Oh
this
my
far up.
God.
Definitely not. I like this from BLG though. The call to rotate all
Cypher's
the
on
way
the
back.
Seconds left.
Know
fucking
that those
insane
positions are
lurk,
clear. Because the
double
A side wasn't
lurk.
cleared. They hadn't gone through any of it.
Wow.
And then the backstab
This
as
is
well
so
from
good.
K-Knight.
This is
They're
so good.
playing this to perfection.
This is
Sure,
so
the farm
good
goes
by
down in 2 seconds, but it seems like this
BLG.
round had been cemented for a long, long time. KC have fallen into the trap. And while Sugetsu 5 HP and 3 to find, he does manage to get Levius. The observers didn't
I was going
believe.
to say BBG.
The observers didn't believe.
Not for a second. To be fair,
Don't Prius us.
whoa. I mean, he is 5 HP, was in the previous fight too, and there's a crossfire now.
I don't know, Justin. I think
Konoya
it's
is
fine,
good to
bro.
catch one, but the shot from the side closes it out. And a really nice pistol round there from BLG. Great space taking. You had flanks on both sides of the map.
We're going to
as
watch
round
the end of
evolved.
this.
And the opening pick
and then
that
we'll
gives them
switch
that
to
little bit more
Heretics and come back to
isolation
Gen
on
G.
those defenders.
I think Gen G
Couldn't ask
EVG
for
will be
much
the
more.
next match we watch.
Out of your pistol.
Like fully.
A solid start to this is what we need, because so far, Billy have just been slow to start. They came back into it in the previous
Billy
map. They
fucking
couldn't
Billy.
find their footing on Icebox. But no stumbles to start out Sunset.
Oh yeah, it took a massive streak at the end. I think they were at least 10-6 down at one point, and it continued in that fashion. The double flashes, of course. Aggression going to be coming. Martin's done well there. Even gets out with his life, just about. And of course, with
No
other
round
than
this free.
utility,
3
there
Bulldogs.
hasn't been any real investment here from the defensive side. So it's all about doing that little bit of extra damage. Now, what I will say is, you look at G2.
What happened to Sandy?
Yesterday,
We
or
want to.
maybe it was the day before, coming up against the likes of KC.
This is also
Even
an
though
elimination
you know that they
game,
like a
so
Euro Phoenix, it hadn't yet been seen on this map. It wasn't something that they were running.
Cypher all alone.
For BLG, on the other hand, who are
Elite.
fairly comfortable on this map, also had that big win
Any
versus
tricks up your
G2.
sleeve?
They at least
Ooh,
have
good
the
tag.
data. They know they're going to be up against an aggressive defense side. And so you can see, at least even in the early rounds, they've been playing a little bit more patient, expecting aggression.
What game will I watch next?
Well, that will be
EDG Gen G.
a much more difficult task for KC. Because when you're doing something aggressive, sure, it can work. You can catch people off guard. But when they know it's coming, that's a different game altogether.
Chat, we haven't been seeing
I
as
like
many
the
people die to
patience of Elite
Spike
just
anymore. I
waiting for
wonder
the rest
why.
of the crew. With the numbers, they have a chance to at least make it costly, but it's not looking likely. Aves
Look on
burns
these
one up,
ecos.
but that's all they get.
And I feel
KC,
like it's a mistake, right?
2-0 down to start this one out, and, well, for Billy. There was a time where 2 rounds in a row was the best they could hope for. We're seeing a completely different face to them, at least closing out that previous map. But this is KC's chance to remind them how hard that 3rd round in a row is to connect. Big weapons in play for the defense.
No good ults on BLG.
Can kind of be said for BLG. They've got a pretty decent investment with a lot of credits left over for the next one. It certainly won't be an easy follow-up for KC.
Well, that would be something else entirely if BLG now managed to take the momentum of the last map and carry it forward. We haven't seen KC really need a comeback. They've always been the team running away with the game. Elite is already under some serious pressure. He has all the information, but he doesn't have any of the support. Even going to be spotted out, but it doesn't matter. He's taken 2 in a split second.
That was ult.
Already, the run it back utilized, but that sacrifice
YZ
from Aves isn't in vain. At least they have that little bit of extra information of the close player and now opt to use the drone and play the retake instead.
3v4.
Well, Nef's recovered Elite's rifle now. A little bit of an upgrade with a Vandal in play.
You can plan.
KC understandably cautious about fighting their way back through. They've got a foothold. Market and Spawn are theirs. Waiting for smokes to fade, waiting for a plant to be attempted. Looks like YZ wants to take this deep. Still 2 flashes for Nef. 1 fired out in return.
Wow, he got caught out.
Wasn't blind, but he can't get in on time. Martin with a cover from up top, and Aves with a flawless retake, hitting the shots they needed to. And KC, well, they're right back on the board. 2-1. We'll see how this early half swings in the next.
Yeah, it has to be said, Elite does an incredible job there.
Like, chat's slowing down. Chat, I need you guys to spam something. You guys are making me sleepy by not typing.
Staying alive in this position is almost impossible, and he knows it. He knows that there is no way he comes out of that round alive. So he goes, okay, I've got to pick my poison. Do I try and fight the guy in main, risk crossing, or do I just fight the position I know has players in it? Use this cage to buy a little bit of extra time, and more importantly, gives the man advantage to his squad as they play the retake. Don't mind the idea from BLG. You're trying to get back to
you guys to make conversation with each other or me, because it's slowing down.
Don't win any of
it's making me tired. No one's
typing.
typing.
As you mentioned, was only a bonus round. So now they come in with those full rifles, and this is where the game really gets going.
I think it was just unfortunate for YZ as well that that flash came in from Aves as he was stepping forward, as we might have been just seconds away from seeing Nef fire in a flash of his own. A little bit late going for the aggression.
Bro.
As you
said, this is their chance. Dinner? What is dinner anymore? It's fucking 4
They got caught
bro.
off by a player up close. In an awkward spot, they were maybe a second ahead of the drone, and that was a problem. Martin forced back early. Cutting through. BLG looking for that control.
What kind of tweezers do you use for your nose hair?
That right
now, that's
side,
a good question.
But they didn't think Martin would stick around. He had to get out of jail free with the gate crash, and he's grabbed a pick before the jailbreak.
This is the sort of position I think fondly of when I think of Martin.
Yeah.
Just in these corners, flash is available. Ready though, that's the lurk I spoke about at the beginning of Levius. Utilizing the additional space around the map, but the time is what's really against them here. 25 seconds, Spike in the corner.
4v4.
Nef is actually alone. Like, if Nef goes down here, this round is basically over. The rest of the team are pushing, and there you go. That's the Spike on the ground. Martin continuing.
Wow, Martin,
his reign of
shots,
terror
bro.
in this one.
Okay.
2 for the side of BLG is quickly responded to with that double up from KC. And honestly, after
by the way, we've hit 4K.
Map, I think it's important that
I'm gonna thank everyone.
Definitely.
At half, rather.
As well. Look at how much
Appreciate everyone who's donated so
He
far.
talked about his Yoru
Thank you guys
and how strong he can be on this map.
For supporting the
Catching
cause.
them off guard. I mean, he was supposed to be sent away by that initial aggression.
We're already at
they forgot to
4K?
come and get him.
It's actually
hiding
insane.
in 2 different corners, tripling up with K-Knight down, and the trades come quickly. Even when they win around like that.
It's actually insane that we're already at 4K.
BLG on the back
It's only been a couple hours.
Zeiss still looks unbelievably stressed.
Careful now.
You love to see it. For BLG, as we said, the back foot economically.
Eric, I appreciate you, bro.
Stingers in play. It takes a while, but they get there in the end. Tarik with a double. Aves backing up for a little bit of a heal. The Outlaw firing off on both cylinders, but getting out with the gate crash.
At least an extra orb or 2. Because this is just
Will I do a door giveaway?
paving the way for a buy in the next round. BLG hoping maybe they could catch them off with the pacing. He's actually managed to get the spike. I respect that. I thought there was absolutely no way that Nef gets out of that one alive.
Gamers Outreach. TLDR is
That's the
it's
one
a charity
thing they
that
have
builds
available
gaming
for them in
setups
this
for
round is
kids
that
that
they
are
don't necessarily have to go just pushing
bedridden
straight
in the
into blender.
hospital. Bedridden in the hospital.
Oh.
And
Well, the shot's not landing, and Russia even managing to drop Avez. It's not bad in terms of adding up that damage.
Dealing with-
Neff is so low. Nate buys him the 1v1, and he wins it too.
play.
It now starts to look a little
you know, whatever it
unbearable.
is, forcing them to be in the
Down goes the
hospital.
plant. They're
So
so
building
late there.
setups for them to be able to
30 seconds
game.
left.
Giving away the game now. 28 seconds in the rotate to B, perhaps, or
20
the wrap for the
seconds.
kills. He's quite low on time. They'll have to start running pretty soon, and there
He
it
has
is.
time
I
for
think
sure.
Well, whether they heard it or not, it doesn't matter.
Still has
Yeah,
time.
right
Wait.
into the trip. Has to
so
break
much
open
time
the
Still has
doors.
time.
12 seconds. He'll get
He's
there
good,
in
he's
time,
good.
but they are chasing him
30
down.
seconds left.
Yeah, he's been slowed at every single corner. Goes for the safe plant. At
does
least
he
allows
have?
him to
No
stay
use,
alive.
though.
Now, bear in mind, both players are tagged up, so he has a very real chance of making this one work. Martin still needing to cross. Elite already within the site. There are definitely opportunities for isolated battles. He only has 9 bullets left as well, but that would be more than enough. But they are waiting patiently, expecting him to eventually swing, and he does, and finds the kill, leaving it down to just
Timing?
one Neff. He's been unbelievable so far, but he needs just that little bit more, and the time is starting to tick. Elite gets his
Wow, he
position
actually
away,
wins that. That's a
and Neff
huge
with
clutch.
another crucial round
Huge
for
clutch.
BLG.
This guy is
Damn.
the beating heart of Billy right now, keeping them alive in so many plays, getting them across the line on that previous map, and now stepping
What's
up
going on in the
early
crowd?
on Sunset. You
What's all the
talked about how
chatter?
important it was for KC to find the early success, and in a round like this, to have it taken out of their hands, food from their mouth, and it's Billy eating good with the lead early on, standing up as well, letting them know. And well, I can see now why Zeiss was so stressed
Yeah.
in the previous.
Like, obviously it's easy to critique in hindsight, but you look at Sugetsu's individual fight, like, you know that Neff created that fight. He knew where 2 of the players were, he wanted to fight you, and you gave him exactly what he wanted. It's a
Has
mistake.
there been a team change for
Yeah,
KC?
sure, maybe you still expect your teammates to win the 2v1,
asking the
but
wrong guy.
it could have easily been avoided.
Probably.
Both teams do still have a bye. A lot of ultimates available as well. 4, almost 5, in fact, for Billy Gaming. But the ones on the other side, that running back, always going to be a problem.
Well, it's been neck and neck so far.
Okay.
That play by Neff.
They have sight.
It's put all the credits on the line for
Sova
KC.
ult.
It's given Billy a real
Phoenix
chance
off a
to
retake
run
with
away
Yoru.
with this lead.
Let's
if
see.
they win this round here, 4-2 up, economy advantage, but everything thrown at it. Ult in for Avez, he's running
Yeah.
it down, but he won't find anything.
Yucks.
K-Knight takes a lead down with the Hunter's Fury. Neff's here yet again. And they're already on the back foot, but damage has been done. A chance to follow up. Wisey falls quickly. Neff is low, and Rushi is no longer here. This round's still very
solo
viable
ult.
for KC.
He has guard in
A
3.
loss here will give BLG a massive advantage. The diffuser desperately low, dealt
knows he's
with
off.
after 1. And K-Knight with it all to do, but time on his side.
Wow,
And
another
that's
1v2?
BLG, they
Holy
managed to
fuck,
clutch out
okay.
the round, and now
Okay, we got a fucking
it
game,
seems like
eh?
the world is their oyster, with no economy left for the majority of KC.
2 back-to-back rounds ending with clutches. That is a brutal reality that this squad are currently living in. And for BLG, this is exactly the way that they want to steal
What is
these
that?
rounds away from this
Is
side.
that a stress ball?
You know that when it comes to that stage presence, when it comes to the experience,
ADHD toy?
sure you have a few players with experience, but as a unit, this BLG side has so much more
Warp a
to give.
spin?
It was a good fight back into the site, but ultimately it came down to Avez hitting that shot, and when he doesn't, there is nowhere for Sugetsu to go. K-Knight now adding another round to the board.
We need KC
Come
to
on,
play
now
better
we'll
for the
look.
sake of champs. True.
Where it goes for KC, you can see, we've always said it, very proactive
pause,
with their
KC.
pauses. I think they saw it coming in the last map, the crumble.
Thank you, Zuba.
As they did take one. I think they were still like 11-8, 11-9 in the lead. They clearly see that
Wait, what's happening?
some
They're not talking.
problems are to be had, and while
Who am I supporting in
seems
this
like-
match?
Eng got what he wanted across very quickly indeed. He did not need much time whatsoever.
This is my spot. This goes here.
The timeout over and done with. Don't you worry, they had their minute.
Who should I be supporting? Give me a reason to support either team here. Because honestly, I haven't got a horse in the race.
Get a win in this round is minimal.
Give me a reason to support both teams.
Pistols and a bookie. Everybody upgraded to sheriffs at least, and it will be an early fight. A flash, but the stun back by Wisey. He may fall, but K-Knight set up as a result, isolating each duel, trading out along the way. Good damage from KC, all things considered.
KC, if I want to
BLG,
farm,
they did
what,
exactly
farm impressions?
what they needed to there. Braved the early push,
Billy, so all
traded
teams,
every
all
battle.
regions are represented.
They've got a 3v1 as a result. No idea where Elite is, and a trip broken.
Oof.
What? But Levius is taken down. There's a weapon to be recovered here. Elite now has the info to play with. 2 players. Oop, a little bit of a tag. 2 players, and he sees them running. He knows exactly where they are. I think he might even have heard one going towards the spawn.
I haven't really got a...
It's all down to this, though. Neff spots
It's hard for me to hard support.
Oh,
wow.
Almost saves him.
BLG are fucking popping off.
Takes him down. Comes down to 2 in the end. It's not bad for KC, but it is the lead extended for Billy.
Yeah, 3 rounds in a row.
Into who you supporting?
Mentioned it before that streak at the very end of the last map. That was something they were never able to do.
Seems like the crowd is cheering for
round 5 and
BLG.
6 were very strong clutch plays, but this one was
You got BLG
at least a
or
little
what?
bit easier. They haven't built up a crazy economy
Why
because
am
of
I
it, so there
called
is
Tarik?
still definite opportunities, and I'm liking the fact we're seeing that
It's that time of the
operator come
night.
into play.
Guys, it's 4 a.m.
Our
No
team has
questions
always
like
been
that, bro.
deadly with the sniper. My main worry, though, is Elite being left as that solo B defender. He got 2 kills in the first buy round. Other than that, he's had just 1 the entirety of this half.
And they're not even looking to come directly into him. A play into the spawn. 3 players bypassed by Wisey. They turn and take him down. The trades don't come in fast enough. Oh, with the advantage resting with KC. And it looks like the attacker's crumbling. Both players on the site. Already passed 1 trip. Elite has to be worried about his back. They could now be wrapping on him, but in comes Avez to fill in the space. Our team will be here with the off as well.
Someone in the chat said, at Tarik, you don't want China in playoffs? Why does that sound like a threat?
All of this space. Grab all of the information. Both players now spotted. Flash pop. He comes out of ult. Off now trained in on their position. The cage to try to get them out. And okay, they go back behind it. They concede the space.
That's a very reasonable take into.
The right side, it's all
very
down to
reasonable
Neff.
and
He has to be the
logical.
one to put the pressure on as the defuse is being
He wins
tapped.
this, I go bald.
Now
Oh my
there's
god.
2 players holding the wide swing. Well handled by KC. They will get their extra round on the board.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it was getting a little bit dicey in the middle, but I think the main
the best
thing
team at
is,
EWC?
we always talked about this map in the past before
gotta
the
be Paper
changes
X, bro.
about that B main presence, the post-spawn you could play. It's
Yo, Tarik
definitely
just got
a lot
engaged, man. Come to the
harder
wedding.
nowadays. What K-Knight
Congratulations.
did just moments
Congratulations,
ago was
dog.
definitely a little bit more
I don't
of
think
a
you want me at
rarity.
your wedding, bro. I'm gonna get fucked
I
up and
also
ruin the
think
party.
BLG got a little bit unlucky. Like, This is a round where they had 3 players at top mid. Most of the time, you're going to maybe face off against 1 or 2, but it seems like KC were very
He's
well
too happy.
prepared
I ain't gonna
for
lie.
them to try and adapt.
He's
and
looking
take
a
that
little too
control.
happy out there.
3 rounds. There's still plenty more needed, and you look over at BLG, and once again they have those ults stacked up.
Camera taken. Let's wait a moment.
Well, this time, the troops
All right.
over on the A
They gotta
side,
lower
so
the comm
it's
mic
not
a
gonna
little
be as
bit.
easy to
Maybe
hold on
no?
to this B control as maybe in some of the other rounds that we could have seen. BLG instantly fill that space, but Elite catches them. The more passive hold, not expected. Again, Avez shut down in the ultimate.
Phoenix ult.
But they have the advantage. They've done damage onto Wisey as well. No need to panic with the op train did.
This
It's
would be a
matter of
sick shot.
patience. Levius moments away from stepping into that angle by the looks of things. The Hunter's Fury catches
Wow,
one.
what a solo
They
ult from
follow up
there.
with the pick. This is dangerous, but Avez manages to pull it back. The low HP Wisey traded out. They now know about Levius on the backside. They'll deal with him too.
Neff?
Martin finally gets his reward. Neff, he's been steady as the earth itself.
Oh
but
my
this time,
god, he had
it will
it.
be Sugetsu to win the round out
Oh
for
my
KC
god,
to
that would've
deal
been the
with the
third
big
clutch.
player.
He was 13 HP. He was
Wow.
13 HP. Like, you put Neff in those late rounds, and honestly, it feels like you're the one who needs a miracle to be able to come out of that alive. I don't even know if he... Like, there was a shot right at the end where I think he kills Sadak behind somebody else. Yeah, he does. He's aiming at Sugetsu.
She said, thank god.
And yeah, it really is just a relief when you're up against him.
Don't do it, man.
I'm not even sure what's to be frustrated. I guess just because he's so low on health, but
He's frustrated because it was so
it was
close,
almost
bro.
another miracle moment for Nev.
was
He
so
has
close.
been the superstar in the server for BLG, but KC have managed to climb back.
Official
And as I said,
surge.
this is where now
Don't
the
do it,
economy
man.
starts to become a little bit more difficult. But
Tarik, since it's like
they're
6
going
a.m., you don't
for
want any
this
crazy
mid
questions.
play
Who's your
again,
favorite
and this time
esports?
They have got Stingers
Yow.
and of course that overdrive.
It's gonna make a
My favorite
big
esports
difference,
to
but the
watch?
flash from Alves, perfectly timed. Molly goes down, and so do Neff and Levius. Beautiful stuff from KC. That was a round that seemed like, even with the low buy, it had a lot of danger, but they were very conscious of the space they gave up. They had the utility to react, and even as K-Knight finds one.
My favorite esports to watch, if I'm not talking CS or Valorant.
KC equalizing. We're back to neck and neck.
Oh, it really is a neck-and-neck game all the way through. We have had those sort of explosive moments from KC.
Call of
the
Duty events
crazy
go hard.
comeback from
League is fun
BLG,
sometimes
and
because
now
the
we
events they
found our
put together are
middle round of
crazy.
Sunset. The mid-pressure again being attempted. Once more, I don't mind it. Like, you've tried it in the last round. I think that a lot of the time you're not going to see that double down, so they try again to
know.
put that mid-pressure in.
I
but it's
haven't
something that
watched
KC have been very
esports events
happy
outside
to
of
try
CS and
hold on to.
Valorant like
And
recently.
after what was a pretty damning
I watched a
looking
little bit of
scoreline with a streak
MSI.
of rounds coming in for BLG. After losing a couple in a row themselves, they have decided to take a pause. Of course, if you've just joined us, for context, this is both teams' tournament life on the line. Their key is at risk, and their spot in the playoffs.
I don't know. Fuck.
Definitely not.
I mean, I would pick
guaranteed.
CS if I can pick.
Well, the timeout called by Billy. It's a crucial one. Looking to close out this half.
I think
with
CS
a
is the
lead.
best, hands down.
Their hands were firmly on the reins at one point, but the grip has loosened.
Bro, did not get the question.
KC
Wait, what?
seemed to make all the adjustments just as required. And this timeout, although BLG are looking to steady the
Google
ship,
Yao.
KC, they also get to speak to their players.
Yaoi
To
is
keep
a
them on
genre of
course.
Japanese manga,
It's a
anime,
dangerous
and
thing. Aves may be a little slow to start, but 11-6 now. Some of that
I don't know, I don't
utility
get
being
the question.
crucial. The
That's fine, I'm
ultimate,
moving on.
getting them back
it's
into
alright.
sight.
This is just not my area of
Getting them
expertise.
space, dealing damage. And here you go. Look at that space taken. He's straight into A main for that orb. One away from the run it back again. And this round win for KC would almost definitely give them the lead at the halftime.
Shadows traveling.
Oh, I've got a long way to go to get to that. Aves has still been putting in that performance on the Phoenix. As I said, at times it has been elite. There's been the pressure point. It looks like he's going to be under some scrutiny once again. The ultimates that were there a couple
How's
of rounds
he
ago,
3 and 10? I thought
mostly
he was owning.
expended. The ones that remain are
I think it's Neff and Rushi owning,
definitely
right?
the lesser in value, so a lot of this is just going to come down to the firefights. And it seems like the plan for now is to retake. Timing on mid is going to be everything, though. One player tucked in as Levius does. Aves check the angle. He is not quick
kill.
enough. And that is all the information that they could ever need. They're going to try and execute off this.
Still a trap waiting. It will be destroyed though. Nobody revealed. Elite, no easy kill for
Wow.
him. He goes down again, but the
2v2.
trades come in. He's bought space for his squad.
Wait, no one's
Flash, but they
blind?
deliver anyways.
Eee, how the flash not work?
Through with the op. It is
Damn.
a bold play.
Billy
And a
are kind of
costly
fucking
one at
looking
that.
good.
As BLG end up with the round. And Wisey's had a really rough time so far, but you can see why. He is just
Tarik, there's a
throwing
tech
himself
pause
to
on
the
round
wall
1 of the
so
B
his
stream.
teammates can eat
I
good.
believe that.
Hey, on the attack side, sometimes
Wholeheartedly.
making space is far more important
Absolutely.
than the stats that lie on the board. He is willing to be that
I believe that
sacrificial lamb to
wholeheartedly.
remove the Cypher, especially when they already have the man advantage. And again, we've seen the impact that Levius can bring just by being in that mid position. A strong Cypher really does bring you large
There
amounts
is.
of value. Of course, for Martin, it was a try and swing in with the rest of the team, but unfortunately they were all dead by the time he got there. 6 for BLG. A half victory seems deserved.
You are now
with how
breathing
this
manually.
Game has gone so far, but they're now walking in to that crossfire from Elite. They know exactly where he is. There is no escape from that one, and this time, well, it's actually going to be the Hunter's Fury finding
Russia.
a tag.
This is beautiful. They've baited out the ult from Aves. They've done everything, and they've got an Omen ult to just pull it right back into their favor. They grab the spike. Easy plant on the A site. Sagetsu tries to
fuck
get
is
ahead of it. He's
happening?
going to be deleted. This is a beautiful round. from BLG. So many dangers were lurking there. K-Knight letting Naves know.
What's happening in the crowd?
They've got one up on him there with a little spam to the body. And Rushy, a beautiful paranoia. That is some cerebral play to close out this half.
Yeah, it felt like they had everything they needed after that streak in the last map. But
Shout out to the girls
they're
screaming.
in the lead and heading towards that playoffs. We'll see if they can do it after the break.
All right. A very quick shout out to our beloved donators. I don't know where we're at on here. I'm just going to start from the bottom, but where the fuck are we? Jordan with the 10. Zhao Zuba. Shit. Zuba Miang with the 1. Thank you. Hayden with the 5. Thank you. Skeet89 with the 25. Thank you. Cherik with the 1. Thank you. Billy with the 12, 18, 24, $30. Thank you. And Eric with a big 600. They took my crown so fast. Ah ha ha ha. Keep it going, boys. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, guys. If you guys don't know, we are raising money for Gamers Outreach, which is a charity that is designed to build gaming setups for kids in hospitals. It is an awesome cause to help kids game while being in the hospital going through the worst shit that you could imagine. Thank you to everyone who's contributed so far. We are at 4K. I will be throwing in a 5K donation as well to match. And the goal is 10K, but hey, let's go all the way. Let's hit 20. If we can hit 20 over the weekend, that'll be awesome. Appreciate everyone who's throwing in money. There's a link in the chat and below the stream as well. If you want to donate, even if it's $5 or $10 or $1, if everyone donated $1, we would fucking raise so much money. But yeah, everything goes a long way. Thank you guys. Yeah, it's fucking sweet, man. It's fucking sweet. I can't imagine. Okay, look. I mean, I can't imagine how it is, but if you're a kid in a hospital and you are given a gaming setup to spend your time on playing games while you're going through, you know, whatever it is you're going through, I feel like that would be like that would give so much joy to that kid. So, I mean, we're all gamers here, you know, and I feel like it's just a really cool thing for us to be able to do. So, Gamers Outreach W, thank you everyone's donated.
Started, but here they are leading the pack as we come into the final half of the series. A key will be crushed soon, and it looks like it might be KC's.
Finish the vid. I will finish the vid after this map here.
Towards the end of that last map, I think he knew that once that momentum stopped, it would be very difficult to get.
All right, 7-5 elimination map.
More importantly, once the momentum of BLG got going,
yeah,
it would
right,
be very difficult to stop. This map has been anything but about that Wisey show. He's been quieter in terms of individual stats, but there have been plenty to pad the gap. None less than Neff, who had one of the best clutches we've seen so far this
tournament. Will the kid take the setup home after being fine, or will it be left in the hospital?
But he has already managed to stall out.
I don't know, but I'm guessing it just probably gets passed on to the next person.
No, there's going to be 3 close by. This half, I expect to see a different face to Wisey. He was really throwing himself out there in that first, the role of the Neon Hero on Sunset. So it's not as easy as pointing at his skills and saying, well, he's fallen off. But now on the defense, this is where he's got a chance to really deliver. He finds the opening in the pistol. But K-Knight gets tagged pretty low as well. Decent trade of blows early on from both sides, with Sadik also down to 25. And a redirect towards this A site. The trap had kept a lot of space. A flash used by Abez here, a reveal as well. But this is all a ruse, an attempt to drag
They're taking A,
to
going
that
B.
site. And actually, K-Knight does start to move, but I think that's just to fill in that mid gap. It does put a bit of pressure on Levius,
Looking
who's
for
all
Dart.
alone now.
It's been a back and forth and back again, but
Defender Dart.
The plug will end up on B site as planned. The patience paying off, and
Omen Paranoia.
the paranoia
and the
actually
swing
used to try and aggress, but all players tucking it. Sugetsu's turned around and taken down K-Knight though.
Good kill.
It gives them the man
Big
advantage,
smoke.
but some incredibly low HP players. It's not going to be easy to hold on to this.
Well done, KC. Good teamwork.
Abez with a quick, slick double. And KC find themselves right back in the game.
Yeah, that pistol should equalize this, and well, we started out the series, Tom, by saying it should be a close one. We wanted 3 maps, but I doubted we'd get there after Icebox. What a delivery, what a resurgence from BLG. Let's see if they can keep things going, as they've lost the pistol, likely to lose that lead, at least to see it equalized. Although, you never can count them out, even with those low buys. We certainly learned that lesson on Lotus.
Yeah, did you be a fool to
Little flash trap
think this
setup
was
on
gonna
B
be
main.
easy? And actually, looking at what's been purchased by KC, I'm not gonna lie, this makes me a little bit uncomfortable. The 3 pistols, a sniper, and then 1 rifle, and that rifle is a bulldog. Like, normally these battles are like, I would almost say like an 80-20, but this feels like it's almost like a 60-40 round, which is weird.
We're gonna stay here.
It's like an anti-force
Finish this
buy,
out.
You know? Let them win this one.
Then
we
go to
get them the
Heretics
next.
and come back when Gen G
Easy
starts.
round.
Like, we expect to lose this round, so let's
We gotta watch
just
our boy
buy
Kong Kong.
not much.
Yancy will be proud I'm saying it
makes me
properly.
nervous. And more importantly, I'm just looking at the position of Ruscio.
Well, is the Omen?
If they try and clear this,
Oh, he
never
didn't
mind.
know.
I can kind of understand why he thought that maybe they would have been a little bit further through with how long it's been, but that should make this round safe at this point, because a spike plant will start that time.
Yeah, I don't know. I said King for a very long time, but like,
Planted.
Yeah, time now very much in
fuck,
their
like that was
favor.
all I knew. And then you come up to me and you're like, it's pronounced
BLG.
Kong Kong, and I'm like,
It's not like they have to throw themselves at this, and I think the main thing to think of is
yeah,
you're up
you
against
kinda
Chavez.
fucked in my vibes
He
a
already
little
found
bit.
a couple of picks in
It's
the
all right,
pistol.
though.
He's already playing the orbs, 1 away from the run it back. The next round is an investment from BLG. If you go giving him orbs right now,
Oh, he's coming.
that's
for them.
dangerous, but that's the problem. He's gonna come for them no matter what.
They knew it.
Even if you take him down, he gets what he wants out of this transaction, and Martin
I love eco frags.
is in there
Oh my
for
God.
a few more.
They're so
Let's go down to
tasty.
the spike, lads.
yes,
Yes.
yes, Martin.
That's almost,
Good job,
more than
Martin.
halfway, in fact.
That a
to
boy.
Martin's ultimate off that. Yeah, that's about as good as it could have went for KC.
Oh yeah,
What?
like you get the 1 orb you needed for Aves, and then you also get 4 orbs for Martin. Like, yeah, great stuff. And like,
Why am I
again,
whispering?
You look at what
Oh,
BLG
no.
tried to do. They had the cam set.
I mean,
They
I'm
knew they
whispering
were
because
gonna
I
be
have a
pushed,
roommate.
but
I don't want to be loud.
in the end, it didn't matter too much. Some stat padding, but more importantly, boosting that ultimate economy and having one ready for the next round. Now they can get a pretty decent buy off this. 3
Martinho,
players going
Martinho.
for those regenerative shields plus the Vandals. And well, you throw that run it back into the mix. It
Oh,
almost looks favored. That was
Martinho.
the weaker weapon, and that's Ruscio down.
YZ? Look,
Oh, why is he falling too?
Sadak shooting like that?
He went in to try to steal back some
2 dry
space.
peaks.
This is, well, I can forgive him because
Who do you
you've
think wins
lost
the
one
whole
on A
tourney?
site. You'd think most
If
it's probably
PRX
a
or
lurker
Sentinels
there.
don't
But
win,
instead, the whole squad is in position.
gotta be
They're
Fnatic.
now
Not gonna lie.
accelerating into the B site. They're tapping the plant, maybe going for it
They're
after.
honeymooning.
Chavez clears out all that space.
Well,
Bit
it's
of a
not a
mistake
honeymoon,
there
but
as
they're
Martin
peeking.
falls, utility in hand, but a 4 versus 2 that they're left in post plant.
NRG Dark Horse?
Easy
They
one
are.
to close, and with Levius down,
NRG
looks
is Dark
impossible.
Horse.
Neff, as good as he's been in this series, the spray says it all. He's going to run to save this weapon.
That felt just like a domino round. Like you just, one player makes a mistake and then that's it. You just basically just run it down until you lose. Like you had a hero play attempted by YZ reclaiming space. And then you have another player, I think, just runs through spawn in an attempt to fight the entirety of the squad while Neff is still back towards middle. Like that's, well, I've seen a lot of good rounds from BLG, and that was definitely on the other side of the
this
coin.
angle's gutted.
Especially in a round where you know that there's going to be a weaker weapon or two. There's massive risks taken with absolutely no reward. Of course, for KC, you've got to hit the shots, credit where it's due, but that is definitely a blip. And when this initial pick came through, there was no flash. There was nothing that was thrown in. Maybe the knife was used and they just went off that alone, but that's a gamble and a half.
1 enemy remaining.
A gamble that certainly didn't pay off here. One hell of a time to go for it. And like I said, you know, it is exactly like you
8-7.
said, Tom. It's a domino effect. YZ's then sent to try to reclaim space, walks into the pack, and that's it. Round to KC, lead to KC. And for BLG, it's been a hell of a close series so far. After that first map, With a weak buy here, it looks like KC set to extend the lead a little bit further.
Cam.
Revealing area.
On the walk up into this B site. Maybe hoping some information or somebody to try and pressure this smoke. No, they were waiting
Got
for
one.
the flash, and the flash does wonders. It has at least
This is a
managed
half
to
buy
find the
for
one, but
BLG.
Ames, they're playing the lurking Phoenix. He's going to get punished, and actually that is going to be a rifle.
Why is this
for
a half
Wisey.
buy? Did they
The
force
problem,
last
though, is
round?
he's 5 HP.
Or was last round the buy?
Unless Neff could make this one incredibly competitive, you almost feel like it might just be worth saving. And now it's definitely just worth saving. Look at the credits on the other side. Are you making a dent in this economy? No.
Well, it looks like he feels like it's not the economy game he's looking to win. He's looking for 8-8, looking for the round in the
Or an
1v3. Or perhaps, yeah, for the ult. It could
KC
be.
just won their bonus. Yeah, but
don't
like,
think he's
shouldn't
gonna
this
get
be
what
their
he
full buy? It was
desires.
7-5. 2-0 should be their
Yeah,
full
sure.
buy, but it's a half buy.
Not the defuse, not the round win, and already the first sign of adversity, he is out of here. He's hoping someone made a mistake.
He must have forced last
Ending
round.
no mistakes. Is the rifle for the next round.
This is the
It's
3-0
like
round, bro?
when you have
Oh, you're fucking right. This is the
economy to
3-0
buy, I
round.
kind of understand wanting to go in, maybe do some
Sorry, I'm
damage,
fucking
maybe
drunk.
claim in some orbs. When you're 5 HP, nah. Like, the chances of you
Sorry, you're
finding
right.
something and the chance of you dying are so heavily in one direction that it just doesn't have any value. Other than, yeah, him getting slightly closer to the Neon ult, and I think
5 plus
honestly,
3 equals
it's
8?
about on
Why
par with
did
just
that
having
not
the extra
compute?
credits.
We should do Nerdle after this.
Well, the vibe shift over on KC, momentum in their favor, and a timeout called by Billy as they can feel this game slipping away. They have to stop the momentum for KC. They know how dangerous it can be. We saw it in map 1. We saw it in half 1 of map number 2 as well.
Okay, second buy
It's the
round
right
for
time, not just
BLG.
to
Elimination.
reassess how they're approaching this. To
Map.
temper some of that aggression that we saw, the dry peaks that led to them losing the
9-7
round
is the
before.
score.
But also to steady the nerves, as these players, they've been playing a series, they've been battling.
Oh yeah,
They had a
Post Malone
close
is apparently doing the
on map
opening
number 2.
ceremony at
But now the
EWC.
defeat
So is that
looming
opening
over
ceremony
them.
for playoffs?
And an exit in similar fashion to Toronto, an international repeat. That's the last thing that Billy wants.
So that'll be tomorrow,
Fair point
right?
as well. Both of these teams are
Yeah,
within
Post
the
Malone
partner
is
program, so this
Close
is
to
much
met
bigger than
Dino
just
from
themselves.
17 last night. I wanted to cry.
Of course.
Well, you might
They
also
do
want to
well
cry because I have
in
no
the
clue who
Valorant
that
side of
is.
the
Is it a
tournament. Of
K-pop
course, they want to
star?
keep their key alive. Of course, they want to face off for that
Dino
prize
from
pool.
17.
But you're also doing a service for the club as a whole
Singer and dancer from
Fighting.
Korea.
for that trophy.
Damn, why is
If you
Dino
live down
there?
the boulevard, it takes up quite a lot of space.
Uncultured, any carrots in the chat?
Nonetheless, back in with the
Can you
purchase,
put me on?
they go. The attack with Martin's ultimate can be utilized to try and almost
Does anyone have
clear
the
out that
announcement for
space,
Post
but
Malone,
they
by
are
the way?
looking
Like a
to
link
put
to
the
it?
pressure onto Rushia. He does have support.
The
Maybe
way you pronounce his name is crazy. It's not Dino? Oh, it's Dino.
Beautiful power.
I thought it was Dino like Soar.
Why's even waited a
Dino's cool
moment to
too.
swing on in? They thought the danger
Nah,
was
the thing is, me and
averted,
Dino
but
go way
not even
back.
Close.
What is
And with
this?
Elite
BLG
falling,
winning.
It should be BLG to take this round. Wisey 10 health and a 2 versus 4.
Wow.
Spike still in possession of KC. And an avenue into the B side
That's
open if they
crazy,
break
Victor.
that door. But it
I'm gonna
looks
show
like
the post
push
about
into
Post Malone
spawn.
after.
It's what they're going for. They've spotted Levius, but now they've got players all around. They're surrounded. Good
You think if I went up
flash,
to
but
Dino
no
and I
space
was like,
taken. Smoke
yo,
goes
Dino,
down.
I'm a huge fucking fan. It's nice to meet you. Can I get a pic?
They won't
He says
pressure.
no, right?
They're going to take that avenue.
He low-key has
Now
an
covered
ego.
by
I'll say
Levius.
it.
The leg
30
spotted and
seconds
Martin. He's smelling blood in the water, sensing
player
the weakness, but
Okay,
it
I must
turns
win
to
for
strength
BLG.
for
We got a
BLG
game.
in the 1v4.
Normally you'd give to get to a chance. Maybe there is one. He's done it again. That's got to be one of the most ridiculous clutches I've ever seen. Sugetsu is a walking aimbot.
Oh my
2
god.
aces so far in this series, but that might be the most ridiculous play of it so far.
I think we count that as an ace. They knew exactly where he was, and he, like, honestly, if after this game, like, he's being picked, by the way, he didn't remove the tracking dart. He didn't have time. So at every single swing, they knew exactly where he was. That is honestly one of the greatest clutches I've ever seen in Valorant. And Sugetsu,
That was fucking
yeah,
brilliant.
If you tell me he's cheating, I believe you. Why is he?
That was
gonna try
fucking
and put it
brilliant.
down? Well, there's the ace. You know, he gets the 5th one a little bit later. K-Knight has done
Wait,
well.
I hear a soccer crowd.
Chavez. He scoffed.
Oh my God.
That could have been the recovery for BLG, taking him down, taking the space, recovering a rifle too, and instead it's a disadvantage to work with. K-Knight's work dismantled in a fraction of a second. And a plant, well, should be soon to be found. Someone tell Tarik he has the spike. Oh, he's just waiting. Spike in his backpack, rifle in hand, and K-Knight on the floor as the spike is soon to be. How have they gotten away? Both of these rounds, ridiculous individual plays.
Tarik doesn't give a damn. Like, he genuinely
Saving.
in my pocket.
Damn, that was a
Couldn't
sick
care
transfer too.
It just combined with
Is it over for Billy?
Aves and Sugetsu, like you put those two together.
Any more valid
you're
crowds
gonna
like
get
this?
some of the
I'm not gonna lie.
greatest
Even though
clips
the
you've
crowd
ever
has
seen.
like
I'm
fucking
honestly,
probably
I'm
like
still
80 people,
lost for
they're kind
words
of
for
loud.
what Sugetsu has just managed to. The fact that he didn't have time to remove the dart, so there was literally every second or so a flare going off telling them exactly where he was, and he then, it was almost like it was the other way around, and he had a ping on all 4 other players because it's just the way he read it.
If KC is at champs,
To kill the player
it might be
back
the
towards
greatest
mid,
Valorant
switch
crowd
to the
experience we've
player
ever
up top,
seen.
Then go back to the other
I don't know if
two.
I can say that actually.
I
Brazil
don't
goes
know
kind of
how
hard.
He managed to do that, and that genuinely might be what wins them the game. Like, that must be so demoralizing. And honestly, I kind of look at it from BLG and go, like, these
That was
two,
like
like
CS
that,
transfer.
what did they do wrong? What did they do wrong?
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Not ready yet.
That's got to be the mental crippled, completely dismantled at this point. They come into this one investing. They've got credits to put on the line. They've got rifles in their hands, but hope is fading for BLG. KC back to the same form as we saw in Icebox. Sugetsu playing on another level.
He's MVP.
I'm cheering
There's
for
not even
Billy's
an
comeback,
argument.
fake or not, I don't care.
This is outrageous play.
Cage trigger.
And at this point, you got to feel bad for BLG, but this is their moment to pick themselves up by their bootstraps.
It took them to get to 11 in the last match.
Even Vitality is a
finally
French
string
team.
3 rounds together. We
Yeah,
were talking
but
about the game as if it was over. And maybe
Vitality
it
has a big fan base in
and that's where
CS.
BLG
Oh, actually,
stepped
everyone
up
hates
again.
them.
They've had a couple of demoralizing rounds, but
Nah,
I'll be
KC's
honest,
different,
what we've
bro.
seen so far this series is it hasn't phased them. They got battered in map number 1. They looked defeated in map number 2, and yet we sit on map number 3. And they could still take themselves to the playoffs. As though has other ideas. A
Omen
solid
ult.
start,
Omen
a
ult.
Hunter's Fury, a teleport to the back of sight, but it's only going to be the
Get
one
out,
this
get out,
time.
bro. What are you doing?
K-Knight,
What are you
though,
doing? You have 5
desperately low.
HP.
Yeah, that tag, it's going to work wonders for KC. K-Knight will struggle to do anything else here. A second flash fired through, it's delaying them.
30
The
seconds
spike
left.
still trapped in main though. Has to make that cross out. Tarek's been very patient with
Oh,
spike
market
in
is
hand.
over.
At this
12-7.
point, you even start to wonder if they faked it, if they've gone back, but as they walk in, Elite
Oh my God, he
snaps them in
died
the
from.
back, and this
Imagine,
all
Chad. Imagine
unravels.
Elite took
YZ
1 second
needs
longer
a
and
big
died from the
play,
guy
and
ramp
Tarik,
sooner.
the one
And then the
to
guy
close
Omen
that
peeks
out
the other guy,
and
and
put
there's a world.
KC on match and series point. An unbelievable set of rounds that we just saw unfold.
We could watch that, Lanky.
And for
I'm
Billy
down.
Billy, that was the one that they needed.
Did Sen win? Yes.
Yeah, normally we see how popular the KC players are on social media, the fan base that's behind them, even having supporters here at the Esports World Cup. But the fact is, I think the editor is going to have the easiest job of his life. Just lock in on Sugetsu and you already have yourself a frag reel. 21 and 13. Aves just 1 behind with 20. They are just 1 round out of 5 away from eliminating BLG and taking themselves into the top 8. A team
They haven't won a round
that had
since
to
half.
go through
Sadak
the
Masterclass.
entirety of the EMEA qualifier just to get here, but a judge stands in their way. And Aves is already gone.
Good hold here.
Suit. BLG.
Sometimes
it's a long climb
when nothing's
back.
working, he's got to judge it
5
out.
rounds in a row, but they managed 6 on Lotus. You can't count them out just yet, and in this round,
Hold on.
there's no way to.
Hold on.
Elite 1v5.
Don't count him out
Sugetsu
yet,
in
bro.
his calm saying,
I've seen
"I'd win
crazier
this."
shit.
Let's see if he can match and then even add one on top of one of the most outrageous plays we've seen. I don't think this will be the one, but you have to think.
Is Kong Kong not on BLG anymore?
Just
That's rage bait.
away from finding the round they
maybe
need.
if K-Knight sticks a dart to the top of his head and then he clutches, then it would be a better clutch. I don't even think a 1v5 would be better.
Chat, as a
Genuinely,
Valorant
I'm lost
spectator
for
or
words
viewer,
still of what just
how do
happened.
you guys
But the
fucking keep
belief
up with
is
all the
still there.
regions?
The Billy
I
fans
feel like there's
out in force.
it's too much shit to keep up with. No, you don't. Okay.
Successful round.
Like
Flawless
especially
round at that
like I'll
to
see
get
a
back on the
fucking
horse.
team and then I'll see them like 3 months
Even
later,
though they've
completely
lost so
different
many of
roster. I don't know a single person.
ludicrous clutches, these insane spray transfers, these huge individual moments. They haven't looked down and out. They can come back with a round like that at any moment's notice.
Me with DRX. I mean, DRX
4 in a
has
row against a
players.
comp like this,
Yeah,
Tom.
I don't know.
Oh,
I miss the old
not
teams.
sure about that from Martin.
I feel like with the old
Attempt
teams,
to
I was
fake out
so
that side of the
like.
map, and
But to
instead
be
he's
fair,
just
the top teams
removed
we all
himself from
know.
the equation
The top
entirely.
teams we're all familiar with.
Eventually those ults will
I
be
guess
online, and
that's
KC
what really
have
matters.
high impact to work
Wait,
with.
hold on. Billy have a chance here.
They
Wait.
could still take it in this
Spam
round
kill,
here.
Knight.
That said, lots of reveals, lots
Needs
of
one more.
impact.
Nice.
Aves
Big kill.
finding
Oh,
one, but it will
K-Knights.
be dealt
Oh.
with as K-Knight
1v3. If Sadak
steps
wins
up.
this, shoot him.
Hits this one out of the park. Sadak with a big clutch needed. And he won't get past Wisey.
Yeah, they are building once again. K-Knight has been the catalyst in this map. We were talking about Neff, and he's definitely still had his moments.
What is happening out there?
I think this map would
Stop
already
the
be
screaming.
over if K-Knight wasn't
Please.
putting up the numbers that he currently is. He's been a real difference maker. And this time, this is the difference. I spoke about it before, that when we saw the push from Rusia, there
I'd love
was
it
no
if you
flash. This time
watched
there
All
was.
Gamers one
Neff had
day.
him with the
Wait,
setup.
what the fuck is All
And
Gamers?
then, well,
You had
K-Knight ends up swinging it home at the end. I believe he's still managing to be the top fragger in the server, even though we're having these lights out
You mean all
performances
games?
from the likes of Sugetsu and, of course, Aves. I think that puts him around like the 25 mark.
Oh,
which,
All Gamers is a
considering again
Chinese
how a lot of
team?
this game has
Oh,
gone,
what
that
the
is
fuck?
impressive.
Well, a lot to do for Billy.
How the fuck did they get into the league?
A pause will be pulled in here. I believe it's a technical. Oh no, it's
Where's
definitely
China
a
on
technical.
this?
You can see Zeiss firing
Yeah,
away.
it's their last tactical pause. It might be the last one again until overtime.
I think you might be right. Billy
Who
used
the
theirs
fuck is
early,
All
they needed
Gamers?
them.
Who the fuck is
Momentum
JD Mall?
But now starting to come to a halt. Slowing down.
The only thing I'll say is we saw this in the last
JD
map
Mall.
where KC had the pause when
JD
things
Mall,
started to go
JDG
wrong.
Esports.
And I don't know if it's because they do that, but it makes me
Dude,
feel
oh my
like
god, you
they're
gotta
more
see their
likely to
business
continue
email.
to go wrong.
Their
Like, I'm
business
sure
email
whatever's
is
being said by
overseas
Zeiss
business at
is great,
jdgaming.com.
but I just feel like that's when Billy knew we're in their head. We are
Oh,
there.
they're really popular?
Even though we're still 3 rounds
Interesting.
behind, they are nervous. They are sweating. With the Chinese
Why?
squad coming in.
What is
the
JD?
number 2 seed.
Mall. Is that a mall? Probably.
Maybe this is where they can bite down and send their opponents to the crusher.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Well, it looked like a big task, but 3 in
I
a
don't know
row
JDG from League. Nope.
starts to seem a little
follow
bit
League like
more
that.
believable. Always worried about when Aves
They're
gets
big in
that
League, I
ulti
see.
online, when Sadak has
Wait,
that
who won
Hunter's
T1
Fury.
versus Gen G?
They are
I'm guessing you
close
picked,
now.
picked that shit, right?
The rifle's in play, moving to the A
Damn,
side.
3-1 T1.
Will
The
be
GOAT
Levius.
can't be stopped.
If they go to short, but it looks like they'll bypass this utility. And BLG may just be forced to play this as a reset.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Bit of a risk.
It says,
if Levius
it says
does play
T1 won.
on site, and it looks like he will.
Oh my god, it's showing me 2023. That's
20
crazy.
seconds left. Not a
It's
lot
showing me
of support
2023.
for him here. Needing to at least get a one and done. He's buying
Gen
time.
G
and they know
won. That's
exactly
crazy
where he
bait.
is. Martin
Wait,
already
we
with a
lost.
double.
Wait, hold
The
on.
beginning of the end, unless there is
Hold
a
on,
hero.
hold on, hold on. K-Knight can do this.
25
Watch.
kills to his name. Has
K-Knight
been
swing,
that
kill this.
catalyst.
Spam the
The
smoke.
smoke comes back up and they know exactly where he is. Martin
Oh, we
coming
lost.
alive at the
It's
depths.
over.
We've already seen 2 aces. He's looking to try and get the third. K-Knight.
Another key bites the
man
dust.
Standing to hold on, and it will be KC heading into that top 8. Flying through the qualifier of EMEA, the last seed of the European
Wait,
region.
EMEA got 4 out of 4
But they
teams.
are the ones to take
Who is it?
down China's
Fnatic?
number 2. And to
KC?
head themselves into the playoffs, led by Sadak, a
Who
man
just fucking
who's
played?
been there many times
Oh my
before.
god.
But for the rest. And more importantly for Aves,
BBL and
the
Heretics.
man from Mena.
Well, Heretics
on the
haven't won
stage.
yet.
I'm sure this is
Right?
a
Oh, they're
meaningful
still playing.
victory.
They got 3 out of 4.
From the depths of the EWC
Are they waving?
qualifier.
That's toxic, no?
The blue
Come to China,
wall
pussy.
stands tall here in Riyadh. And Billy, what a fight they put up here today.
For sure.
We have dono
Map
pop-ups?
one
Yeah, we
looked
do.
dominant. We thought a quick
Watch
series
Heretics
could
now.
be on our hands,
All right,
but they
GG.
fought well.